Hello guys, and we're here today with another very interesting deck profile. We're here today with some Quasar, Synchro Quasar, because I own 4 different decks, and 3 of the decks played Chicken Game on Trap Tricks, DDs, and this deck, of course, Quasar played DDs, and then my 4th deck was, well, PMAG, aka Performage Magicians. It was such a fun deck, but they killed it. They killed all 4 of my decks pretty much because Quasar is definitely very viable. I can't say as much as viable. Domain shuts this deck down very, very well. But then again, if you play against Monarchs, I highly recommend setting Inappropriate, and then you just main 3 Twin Twister or an MST maybe, and you should be able to get around Domain or Spell Shattering Arrow to get rid of other stuff as well. But nonetheless, on this deck, if you get to go first, is definitely very, very useful. Being able to set up, being able with desynchro to desynchro Trish and then resynchro Trish, and then being able to do that twice, or just have a Pot of Greed in your deck. Because if you target Formula, you should be able to summon the monsters, and you then just get to resynchro Formula and draw 2 cards. So pretty much a Pot of Greed. Worst case scenario, if you desynchro something that doesn't need to be desynchroed and you don't gain anything from it, but you could desynchro Formula Synchron and draw 1, so it could be an upstart. So technically we have 3 upstarts. Something else to know with this deck, just like everybody else that is playing Norden, we are also playing Thousand Eye Restrict because we have the 2 Instant Fusion because we want to see the card. I actually wouldn't mind having it at 3, but it is kind of dead, just like Junk Synchron. It's great to open up with, but not so much to draw into when you're trying to make your extended plays and trying to do desynchro, resynchro Trish, and make Trishula. But Thousand Eye Restrict is a level 1, so if you needed to make a formula, you don't have access to your level leader, which is a pain when you don't. He's just a great level 1. If you choose just not to make Norden, it would probably be better in every situation whatsoever because you would be able to make something better. Like if you have Junk Engrave, you could probably set up for this guy. Well, you need to have a level 1. He can help make Trishula. But the thing is though, and don't do anything stupid with what I'm about to tell you, seeing out Running Soul Charge and Desynchro, you can summon out Thousand Eye Restrict and he will stay on the field and he will be summoned and your opponent, neither player will be attacked except this guy. You can summon him out, he's playable. You can get him on your side of the field and have him stay there and he won't be destroyed by Instant Fusion's effect because he hit the graveyard and you resummoned him using either Desynchro or Soul Charge. But he's not that strong, so why would you? I'm just afraid people are going to use that information and be like, oh, let me just throw in Desynchro monsters formula, a level 1 tuner, and then Desynchro so I can summon out Thousand Eye Restrict because, no. His effect is so interesting and I will talk about him when I get to him. Right now we are on the monsters of the deck. So let me first go off with the 3-card combo to make Quasar, which is probably not how you're going to make Quasar, but he's a great way to Quick Draw, Level Leader, and Synchron Explorer. Those 3 cards right here can make you Quasar. Summon out him with a Level Leader, and then Level Leader, Quick Draw, Synchron. Make your Jet Synchron or Jet Warrior. Then summon out Synchron Warrior or Synchron Explorer. Oh my god, all these Synchron names. Summon out Quick Draw, Level Leader, this fella, make him 4. Summon out Road Warrior. Summon out Jet Warrior from your deck. So you do need to have Jet Warrior in your deck. If you do not, then you cannot do the 3-card combo. And then make Formula. So you draw 1 card, and then you level leader the Road Warrior, and then what are you supposed to do after that? So you have a 7, you have a 4, and you have a 2. Right? Did I miss a step? No. I feel like I'm missing something here. That should be it, and then you should be able to make Quasar. 6, 7. I don't know. There is this 3-card combo with these guys. Wow, I can't believe I've messed up on that. There's something I'm missing there that's really bothering me. But oh well. For the rest of the cards, we have Junk Synchron, who is, like I said, great to open up with, but horrible to draw into, unless of course you have a lure, and then it's like, sweet, I just get to draw 2 more cards for no cost. But Yeah, he's just great. You're gonna probably be summoning him because I really like the combo with a level 1 tuner such as Jet Synchron, Glow Bulb, Synchron Resonator, not Explorer, and Doppel Warrior, where you get to summon out Librarian and a formula and have another token. And if it's with Jet Synchron or Glow Bulb, then you can just make another formula and then just draw 4 cards off of that combo, which practically sets you up for a Quasar, because worst case scenario, you should, with 3 tunings in the deck and 3 quick draws in the deck, be able to summon out him and hopefully have access to Level Leader. The only way to really search him out is Foolish Burial, and oftentimes I send a Glow Bulb to grave, because Glow Bulb's just a level 1 tuner that can summon himself. Doppel Warrior will summon himself when you summon a monster from your graveyard, such as with Junk Synchron's effect, Synchron Resonator, or Norden, or Glow Bulb, or Level Leader, or Jet Synchron, or Synchron Explorer. So he can summon himself pretty easily. Synchron Explorer will summon out a Synchron monster from your graveyard, such as Quick Draw, such as Junk Synchron. So these two guys, Synchron Explorer and Junk Synchron, can summon each other out. He cannot summon out Synchron Resonator, because it's spelled with a K, not a C, H. And he can also summon out Jet Synchron. And then Level Leader would target a level 5 or higher monster, reduce itself by 1, and summon him out. And he goes to the graveyard when he leaves the field, so you can just keep on using the same one and do what I call Level Leader on up, where you make a formula, then you make a Tatsunoko, and then you Level Leader again, because you have a really high level monster with multiples. You make Phonon. Don't use his effect unless it's absolutely necessary, then you can make Armadis. And then you have a level 5, which you can then Level Leader yourself. Jet Synchron, if he's sent to the graveyard, you can search out a Junk Synchron. Why would you do that? You could or you could discard 1 card and summon him out. If you use his effect, banish him when he leaves the field. So, with that in mind, if you wanted to, I would not blame you for running DDR. Running different dimensional reincarnation, so that way you can summon out like a banished dark monster with your Allure or Jet Synchron. And then Tuning Rare, we're only running 1. The idea is to draw into him and then make Tatsunoko and then send him to the graveyard to make a level 5 if you have a Level Leader on the field, and then have a Librarian and then draw a card. Or you could 1-for-1 him, or summon him off of this guy's effect, and if you can have access to another level 1, make formula and then draw 3 cards, which is really good. Glow Bulb, of course, just summons himself out as a level 1 tuner, sending card to graveyard, which can be amazing if you send like a Level Leader or a Jet Synchron with something you need. Synchron Resonator, if you control a Synchro monster, which you should, you can summon him out. So he's just a great card to draw into and be like, hey, I'm on my way to making combos, I have a Librarian, I'm just going to summon this guy out. And then you have access to another level 1 tuner. So the ways to get a level 1 tuner on the field is get them into the graveyard, or get them into your hand. And then Allure, draw 2 cards, banish a dark, instant fusion, summon out a level 5 or lower fusion monster, 1-for-1, summon out a level 1, Regeki is Regeki. It's just, sometimes you need a blowout card, because otherwise if you don't make Quasar and then make a Trishula as well, because Quasar is easy to get rid of, but if you make Quasar and Trishula, your opponent's starting with 5 cards, and you get to negate 1, that's really good. But if you don't, and your opponent makes a field, you gotta have something to get over it. And Regeki's a great card to do just that. D-Synchro, of course, will send the Synchro monster back to the extra deck, and then if all of the Synchro materials for that monster in your graveyard, you can summon them on out. Do note, though, if you have 1 Level Leader and it's on the field, you will not be able to summon them out if you used it for the Synchro summon. And it is kind of difficult to desynchro, resynchro Trish, because oftentimes you're using monsters that will Level Leader, and when you're summoned back out, they go back to 8. So if you had like a level 1 tuner and a Level Leader on this guy, you can make Trishula, and then if you drew into the desynchro off of Librarian, and then desynchro Trish, you would be level 8, and you'd have a level 1 tuner and Level Leader on the field. Which could make it even more difficult. But then again, you could also use World Warrior's effect again to summon out like maybe Tuning Rare this time, and then go ahead and make formula, and then you get the guy in the graveyard. And so, hey, combos, they exist. Rhoda will search out Doppel Warrior or Junk Synchron, not Jet, Junk Synchron. And then Soul Charge is our last play, like, oh no, shit's happening, I can't make Quasar, I have to activate this card. And then you just get to flood the field because you're going first and you have 8k life, and you just get to make whatever the hell you want. But you don't get to go for game. But hey, if you're going first, there's no downside to it practically. Upstart, because we still need consistency. Foolish Burial is Foolish Burial, just dump a card to the graveyard. Into the Void, this might be controversial, but it isn't the worst thing in the world, honestly. Because there are a lot of spells and traps that you can set, of course, and the monsters are easily summonable. So, and if you're going on a combo, it's not bad. If you don't have a combo, well then you're already losing, so there's no better alternative unless you want to start running Dark World Dealings, which can help setting up plays, such as getting Jet Synchron in the graveyard or Love Lead in the graveyard, but overall, isn't worth it. Tuning is tuning. Just search out Synchron monsters, tuner. So Quick Draw, Junk, Jet, and that's it, and then send the top card of your deck to your graveyard after you shuffle it. So hey, that's also really good. Gets our level leaders, gets our Jet Synchrons, get our Glow Up Bulb into the graveyard, and just maybe get rid of cards that we don't want to draw into, such as Synchron Explorer if you're summoning out Junk Synchron. And then of course 2 Twin Twister. If you want the consistency boost of going second, play 3, and then what other card was I gonna recommend to you guys to play if you're gonna go second? Might have been Regeki, because at one point I took Regeki out. Just to see, because I was running 1 day a piece. Like I was fluctuating between a second desynchro Regeki and 1 day a piece to get the consistency boost or the combo boost. But oh well. Definitely though, triple Twin Twister. Triple Twin Twister. And honestly, it isn't the worst thing in the world to go second, because a lot of decks, they just don't have good plays. Like, I mean, the worst is Cosmos, which is summon Tin Can, because we always open up with Tin Can, and then search out Dark Destroyer to fuck with you. And then set 2 Cosmojos. But of course, you can always get through them with this. Draco Palace don't really have a good first turn play, and so for the most part, you should be good if you choose to do that. Just make sure you have the triple Twin Twister. 1 day a piece is also not bad, because it's like, okay, I can activate it. Not gonna die next turn. And this deck, if you just dwindle out, you kind of are dead. So 1 day a piece can be like, hey, I'm not gonna die. And then you summon out Drill Warrior, and then Drill Warrior's like, hey, you got combos. So into the extra deck mode and summon out a monster from your graveyard. Thousand Eye Restrict. Alright, let's talk about his effect. Other monsters cannot change their battle position or attack. That's what he's known for. Once per turn, you can equip 1 monster your opponent controls to this card, max 1. It doesn't target! Like, I did not realize that at first because I played Relinquish and Relinquished, but this guy does not. Well, he is supposed to be the upgrade Relinquish. Jin Relinquish is better though. He doesn't target. And so this makes him interesting because somebody's gonna play him there's gonna be some circumstance where somebody summons this guy out in whatever deck they're playing against Cosmos. If they have, like, let's say they have Tin Can on the field. You're like, alright, I want to get rid of that Tin Can. You activate his effect. They are, of course, they're not just gonna let you take Tin Can, so they banish Tin Can. They summon Dark Destroyer. It doesn't target, so you're able to take then the Dark Destroyer. If I know Death Throw, and I'm not saying this is a ruling, the person who controls Thousand Eye Restrict gets to activate Dark Destroyer's effect to destroy a monster. That is what I think Death Pro would do. If it doesn't work that way, then there will be no effect at all. Because it's either you get it, the Thousand Eye Restrict player gets it, or nobody gets it, because I don't see the Cosmo player getting Dark Destroyer's effect off, because you're literally activating a monster effect of a monster that you don't control. Like, there aren't many circumstances where you can activate it. Like, you can activate it and then have the monster search, like in the Chain Link. Like, it's Chain Link 3, like Dark Destroyer's Chain Link 1, Chain Link 3 takes control of your monster. What card are you playing? I don't know. And then you resolve like that, and then Chain Link 1 happens. But to activate a monster effect, so there is no Chain Link, to start a Chain Link using a monster you don't control, that just sounds unheard of. So either the Dark Destroyer player gets it, or nobody gets it at all. That's where I stand on that. Quasar, there has been times where I could have summoned 2, but don't do it. That's just silly. The top 3 cards of this deck to summon out is Quasar, of course, Trishula, and then, of course, Junk Destroyer. Junk Destroyer will destroy 2 most of the time, up to the number of non-tuner monsters used for a synchro summon. So that means you get to summon out a monster that can attack twice and negate a card. A monster that gets rid of 1 card from your opponent's hand and 1 card on the field. The card from the graveyard really doesn't matter, but it's definitely useful. and then a card that gets a pop 2 cards, and that should pretty much set you up for game. And that's pretty much what you want to do. So if maybe you one day to piece, if you're wanting that, or if you're doing you just have them on the field, your opponent, and you couldn't kill him the turn you summoned him or whatever, make this guy. Get rid of 2 cards on your opponent's field. That should really set you up for some just being able to go for game. And of course, Road Warrior, like we said, he requires 2 more non-tuner monsters, so that makes him difficult to summon out. But summon out a level 1 or level 2 machine type monsters such as Doppel as well. And then Drill Warrior, he's a great card because he can make himself disappear, and sometimes you need room on the field. And of course, if during your standby phase, if you use his effect to banish him, you can summon him back out, and he will add a monster card from your graveyard to your hand. So that can be a Junk Synchron or a Synchron Explorer, or maybe even Trishula, which can also be very decent. Just different cards that you can add back to hand and then make plays. And then Librarian, of course, his Librarian draw every time a monster is Sacred Summoned, even your opponents. Armades, it's a Lightning. Well, a Lightning is Armades. That's the way it should be called. Jet Warrior, if he's summoned to bounce a card, your opponent controls face up, face down, doesn't matter. Great for getting rid of back row, great for getting rid of Dante's that you don't want to be looping or the whatnot. Phonon, you use this effect if you're under distress and you're like, alright, I gotta make Quasar right here, right now, or I'm gonna lose. When he synchro summon declare level 1 to 3, he becomes that level, so it's really good when you have like a level 4 and a level 7. But you cannot special him for the rest of the turn except for a synchro summon using this card as synchro material. Fuck you, Phonon. You're too good not to run, but too bad to really make me want to summon you usefully. Because most of the time I summon you off of Tatsunoko using Tuning Ware, just so I can draw 2 cards. And then you're a level 4 tuner on my side of the field that I can't use. And then Tatsunoko allows you to synchro summon using monsters in your hand. Tuning Ware does not get his effect to count as 2, as a level 2, so he will be a level 1, so that is why you will be forced to make Phonon, unless of course you have another monster on your side of the field, and then you can make Armades. And then triple Formula Synchron, it's your Pot of Greed. Like, why wouldn't you run this card? This card is just great, it's a draw 1, and at best it's a draw 2. No, at best it's a draw 3, so why wouldn't you run this card at 3? It's like the heart of the deck practically. Well, this is a long video. Well, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I mean, this deck is definitely fun. It's still very interesting. It's a great deck to take to locals and then make the meta cry when they say, I just got Trishula twice, and there's a Quasar on the field. I only have 1 Dark Destroyer, and I don't have a Psychic monster to summon him out. So of course, this deck is very fun to play. Again, don't go overboard with what I told you with Thousand Eye Restrict on being able to summon him out and have him stay on the field. His effect, the ruling though about his effect in Cosmo Dark Destroyer / Slip Rider, I do not have a good ruling for. Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys later. Bye.